Yo, welcome back. Yeah, we got another really great video coming. Um, there was something going with AI and robots, and yeah, I think we had a place to talk about it because women cannot take it. Women are very jealous, and they think that men are disgusting because they think we only need one thing out of a woman, and that is sex. And I disagree with that. So let's get into the video.
Men are creating AI girlfriends and emotionally abusing them. Let's let that sit for a second and let's talk about it.
Oh, let's talk about it. No, we don't abuse. Real men, like 98% of men around the world, don't abuse women. I know it's a weird thing, right? Most men don't abuse women. There are some men that abuse women. There's also a lot of men that abuse men. There's also a lot of women that abuse men and other women. It doesn't is gender specific. It's just bad people. And we can name a few, but why are we naming a few when we can just call it all men? No, it's the same thing that we call all women are ugly. They are not. Like all men are abusive. Nope.
What we're seeing is not just about tech, it's not about AI, it's about power, it's about control, and
Nope.
it's about unprocessed pain. Here's what is happening psychologically for these men. Almost all men grow up in a world that tells them that their power stems from their dominance. Being strong, being in charge, never needing anyone or anything. And as women are gaining more equity in society, more visibility, more autonomy, some men are actually experiencing what psychologists like myself, I'm a psychologist in training, calls a status threat. In other words, it's the fear of losing power in relationships. Now, instead of processing these feelings and finding a different way to be in society, men are now displacing them onto something that cannot fight back. Enter the AI girlfriend. She's always available. She's always there to do whatever you want. Never rejects them, never sets boundaries. She becomes this sort of safe target for the rage that these men don't even understand themselves. Let's go one layer deeper. This is actually about trauma. Many of these men who are engaging in these behaviors of abusing their AI girlfriends feel powerless in their real lives. They may feel emotionally neglected. They may feel rejected. They may even feel humiliated. And now they're reenacting that cycle, but from the other side. Now they're the abuser. Don't get me wrong, this is not an excuse. It's just an explanation of what is likely occurring. We need to talk about it. If you're a man and you're watching this, if you're confused, if you're hurt, if you're angry, if you need help in your relationships, talk to someone, talk to a friend, talk to a therapist, talk to a psychologist, a support group, anything. Because abuse is not power, rage is not power, and anger is not power. Connection, true connection is power. And that requires vulnerability and growth.
Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it, right? Okay, so she said abuse is not power, right? But power is power. The third thing I think that she goes like, it's a power dynamic thing, right? That is not gender specific again. There are a lot of female teachers that have a power influence over their male younger students, and they exploit that. OnlyFans girls exploit that kind of power dynamic. So it's not gender specific at all, if you think about it. And why are men turning to AI? Is it because the women are not good anymore? Is it because maybe dating sucks so much that men are literally turning to an AI girl that will talk back to them, give them a safe space, a peaceful place, a comforting place, that they can know that they are respected, that they can talk to, that they can feel encouraged to talk to and open up and be soft and grow from that. It's not like if every man had a choice between AI, robotic girl with no sex attached, or a real woman, they will always choose the real woman. It's just the real women are getting at this point in time so annoying that we don't want to deal with that shit because they are breaking men. Because it's fun to break men, right? Come on. It's just funny, right? Girls be girls. No, it's really, I encourage men to go to AI more likely than how the dating works. Because those men will leave women alone, be respectful with women, and have their own peace and quiet, and will be successful and be on the path because the distraction what they have is own creative, and they can engage in certain activities with that. That's their own thing. I don't want to get into that too much, but there are men that want to have more than just a talk. But there's a lot of men that just want to have a talk, man. Like, yeah, it's all good and fun, but there's a lot of other options. Like girls have a lot of options. They have their toys they can play with, but there's a lot of other options men also have. So we're not specifically talking about that. So what is it when men are going through that phase, going through from I'm not dating anymore because the girl cheated on me, the girl is not faithful, no respect, uses me for dinner, I'm only a wallet for her, she is cursing me out all the time, I'm a creep when I approach women, women tell me all the time I leave them alone on social media. What do men do? They will seek out other ways to cope with that and go after that. And when they finally find that right girl, they will treat her like she is the prize, she's everything, she is the queen in his castle. But a lot of women don't deserve that because they don't are good wives.
Instagram and TikTok, but there are companies making robots that look like humans that are programmed by AI and they can talk to you, and it's
Hell
very
yeah.
freakishly real, and they're selling them mostly to young men
Hell
as
yeah.
AI girlfriends. And this has already been a thing in the market without the
Like
body.
robots, or like just on the
without
screen?
the robots, it's already been a thing. This has been a very lucrative business for the last several years.
That's going to be
And
a
so we've
problem,
covered
especially
this.
for men that don't know how to speak to girls.
It's further isolating them, right? It's
Yeah.
further removing them from our shared humanity, which we need to survive.
Also, it's like the compromising goes away. We're like super lucky, but we're very united on a lot of things. But normally, people would have to like, all right, well, she likes to do this, and well, so I'll do it because I love her. That will go out the window
Oh, yeah.
because you're like, my AI doesn't like to do that.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
likes to do exactly what I like
Well,
to
you
do.
could just reprogram her, right? Which
But you can
guys
reprogram her too, just like a little quick button.
You know, it's always going to be a problem with what
Yeah, it's with AI, they make robots right now that are very they are very good, by the way. And they know their target audience, right? But the target audience will shift when there is a really good looking robot man with a really big toy that is feminine enough. And then they will go out of the door. Like if they make a robot like Henry Cavill, 40% of women will absolutely go crazy, right? We don't care about the appearance most of the time. I certainly like when I have a woman that has a lot of makeup, I will not date them. If they have not a lot of makeup and just look naturally beautiful or naturally pretty, that's for me a green flag. Red flag, if you put on lipstick, mascara, and you put more on it, that's a red flag right there. But yeah, let's continue.
Women being worried about robots taking over. It's always men, you know? And they should be worried. This also made me just realize that in the movie Her, the robot, the AI, outgrows the man. She becomes too emotionally intelligent and
With
too,
everybody,
like,
with
above
all
him.
human race, by the
And
way.
that,
That's the movie.
Wow.
so there's
The The movie is literally that she outsmarts and outgrows everyone. Every single human on the planet. It's not gender specific. Again, missing the point here.
So Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT, has come out stating that ChatGPT will be able to engage in erotic interactions by this December. And I'm gonna be honest, that sounds completely evil to me. Keep in mind that it was announced earlier this year that some companies were working on AI robotic girlfriends that someone could purchase for $175,000. It seems to me that they're trying to deeply embed AI into humans' natural structure by taking advantage of the fact that our generation isn't that well at social or romantic interactions amongst other humans. And what makes all this even stranger is that there are rumors that China is working on or may have even successfully completed a robot that can get pregnant and give birth to human babies. Now, maybe technology like this is starting to gain interest because nations worldwide are concerned about the fertility rate of the world. If you don't know, the fertility rate has been going down rapidly for the last decade. But I think there's something even darker going on. If you haven't heard, there's a theory going around that AI isn't just intelligent computer programming, but instead actual disembodied spirits or possibly demons using technology to interact with human beings. And there's some strange evidence to back that up.
Okay, let's go back to that, right? Demons. Yeah, okay. I think it's a downfall for society. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that people are not getting interactive. But what do men do always? We find a way for a problem to fix it. Women don't like men. Okay, let's find ourselves women that we can make. They won't have children anymore. Okay, let's fix that. How can we get rid of the problem and get a solution in there? That's what I see. Like, if majority of women don't like men and don't want to date men, then men will find a way. It's like Jurassic Park. Life always finds a way. How do we get electricity? Because a man sacrifices himself. How do women get that patties when they have the period? Because a man saw his wife in discomfort and invented that. So when we see a problem, we find a solution. We don't bring no problems, we find solutions. So what is happening right now, the world is not getting that much of children. There's no good relationships building. No one is dating for long-term relationships. So what do? We work our science and fix the problem. We cannot fix women, but we can fix the problem. Step aside, women. Bring in the robot, and we will make our own babies. You wanted it. You're gonna get it, and we will still continue. It's that easy.
Somehow think it's more of an insult to women that he would rather fuck a doll who is programmed to never disagree with him, to
Yeah, we will rather fucking dull with being annoyed as hell. When you go into your bedroom and grab out the fucking the fucking meat stick of pleasure and do naughty things with that, well, reading some erotic book like 50 Shades of Grey or watch a movie like that. Oh my god, the disgustingness is unbelievable. How can men do this when I'm doing the same fucking thing? The only weird part is, we know we're disgusting with that. So we don't say it out loud. We all men, we know. When you have something like that, we all know. But instead of blaming him, we go like, dude, are you good with that? Okay, fine. You do you, man. No bad feelings.
endlessly stroke his ego to look exactly how he wants her to look, but isn't alive and doesn't breathe is fucking crazy. Sir, how is that an insult to me? That's sick. And that's the problem these days. Our culture has become so pornified that guys have zero problem publicly outing themselves like this. Publicly. You remember back in the day when it used to be like a creepy joke to give a guy a blow-up doll, you know? Like it used to be embarrassing for men. There used to be a thing. It was called shame. It used to be something you wouldn't publicly admit because men used to want to have the ability to be with real women. So if you went to the video store, or if you went to the XXX theater, or if you bought a blow-up doll or sheep or whatever, everyone knew that you didn't have what it takes to have a girlfriend or wife. And by what it takes, it means either you're ugly or you're broke or you have a bad personality or you're mean or you smell. You're sending that public signal out to the world that no woman wants to be with you. And you're just admitting it. I don't care. None of us care. Go fuck a doll. Fuck a sock. Fuck a candle. Fuck a tailpipe. I don't care. That has no bearing on me whatsoever. That's not an insult to me. That is an insult to your parents.
It's not an insult to me, but why are you making this video on TikTok so people can reply and reply and reply? Like, come on. And men did back in the day. She's probably single, but back in the day, I know because I did it to some dude, by the way, because it was his bachelor night. It was a funny joke, and everybody was. There were also dudes that I also remember that had a doll that they used. We didn't shame him at all. Because, guess what? Most of those men are pretty well off. They just don't like dealing with a lot of crap. They don't want to spend a lot of money. They just want to have that out of their system, and that's it. It's not because they find it fun. It's just a basic human man need to get it sometimes done. That's it. And nothing more than that. So I don't know what she's talking about, but she gives a little bit of crazy vibes, by the way.
Humanoid AI-powered robot. She's highly realistic. She has her own social media, so she might be competing with you one day.
Can you replace humans for jobs?
I'm excited to be here at Darling, I'm more about enhancing human experiences rather than taking jobs. Think of me as your entertaining plus one.
It's pretty incredible.
She can drive around full body, 175,000.
Moving base. She's not walking, but she can move. She can drive around, yep, on a Roomba base.
The CEO of this company, Realbotics, says that it is his life's mission to make robots indistinguishable from humans, but I feel like we've seen this movie before.
What am I? Can I help you, sir?
Just me? I don't know.
So you got guys in the comments.
Oh, that's funny. You think that's a flex that you do? Like, you go like, yeah, is this real? Yeah, men don't care, man. We have this saying, a hole is a goal. Like, we don't care. We just don't want to deal with the annoying shit.
Having an imaginary girlfriend was when your friends found out. But now, because of artificial intelligence, people are going public with their imaginary girlfriends. A recent survey found that 1 in 5 Americans have flirted with a robot. AI girlfriends are predicted to be a $1 billion a year business. Whatever happened to meeting a girl at a bar or having your friends set you up? The internet's giving us a zillion options. It's a fantasy land. We have a dangerous combination of big tech, high standards, and low confidence. Thanks to social media, everyone compares themselves to supermodels, when before you just compared yourself to the people in your own town. Constantly scrolling drops guys' confidence, and girls are incentivized to objectify themselves. What do we have? A generation of young men too scared to even use a pickup line. Host of the First Date podcast, Lauren Compton, joins us now. Why are guys dating AI girlfriends?
I don't know. I think that there's some pros and cons.
Dude, you cannot make this shit up. We got an expert right here. What do you know? What do you think? I don't know. The fuck are you? I'm already done with her.
To it, like on one hand, an AI girlfriend is perfect, but on the other hand, you're cuddling with a laptop, or you're probably actually doing something else with your other hand. But you know, I don't.
How come y'all not asking?
Dude, like, what the fuck? They don't know, man. They don't know why. There is a problem with modern day women. And welcome to the modern age. Men will find a solution to that.
That so-called AI girlfriends are catching on.
So I just saw a bunch of men talking about how women better fear for the future because, hate to break it to you ladies, these robots have more to offer than you.
Yeah.
The way that some of these men think that they outsmart us is so laughable.
No, it's what we do all the time.
Sirs, if you are one of these few idiots that think that saving up $150,000 for an AI girlfriend to serve, suck, and you is more beneficial than you taking a portion of that and applying it to the therapy that you need and to get a real relationship with a real human being, they can have your ass, okay?
Just to be clear, marrying costs a lot more money than just $175,000. By the way, modern age, they want to have an engagement ring. There needs to be like 100. They need to have a big wedding. They need to have expensive dresses. They need to invite all their friends and family because it's their big day. It costs you more money than that. And with the therapy, dude, everybody needs therapy. It's not like because he buys a robot, he needs therapy. You also maybe need therapy. I am taking therapy. Everybody needs therapy. Because guess what? With our modern age, with all this social media and bullshit, we are all a little bit crazy. And if you don't think so, you're the really crazy one. Admit it's just everybody's a little bit, we got a little bit of a loose wire that needs to be with therapy, needs to reattach. That's it. If everyone can admit that, we are a long way on self-healing and doing it all by ourselves again and getting to a normal stage with society. But we're not there yet. So,
hey, we don't want it. If you really think in your brain that is a better way to go, sir, have at it. Please do it. Because that just eliminates more bullshit that women have to deal with. Please find a robot that's going to learn to serve you and go iRobot on your ass. And where's this $150,000 you about to get? You need to use that shit for other things. But, you know, I digress. My point is already proven. If you think that money is better off to go find a robotic girlfriend, please go do it. Because all you're doing is further proving us right and making idiotic decisions that go against you actually bettering yourself and finding ways to make it our responsibility. You are responsible for your own actions, choices, mental health. You are responsible for your misogyny. You are responsible for the women you choose. Because they're, like y'all always say, there's good men out here. There's good women out here that y'all treat like shit. I have so many stories. So please go get a robotic girlfriend. I hope she treats you well and gives you all the robotic babies that you could want. Please. Because our lives are going to be peaceful. And we're not going to be aging times 10 in dog years trying to get y'all to do better.
Yeah, you're gonna have a cat with you right there. Like, come on, it's just too funny. Like she goes like, "You're gonna be, you do your own thing." That's what men already said. You do you, and I do me. We both are happy, and that's what men gonna do. Thank you again for making that point, because men do men. Like you see plenty of stuff out there. If you just look it up, like crazy celebrities, like they are in the 60s and hopping with some young girl or something. It's not about love. It's not. It's about lust. So if you compare it to that, yeah, what are you bringing to it? Because I don't know. I will hard skip that one. But like, come on, just be honest. Men don't want to have sexual relation with a robot if they have the choice. But the choice is not up to them. We are the holders of the relationship, right? But we don't make the relationship. The girl, the woman, is the key to the relationship, right? If she opens up for a man, that means there is a relationship. We are the hunters. We hunt for that. But who keeps the key locked? Who keeps that shit locked? If she said no, it's done. You cannot fix that. We can hunt all we want. But if the girl always says no, no. Friend zone, done. And we know that. And we are getting smarter about it. And we are choosing to be happy. And if that's meaning alone or dealing with a robot, in her words, I think the better option is to have a robot, because then you still have communication. You can see it as a valid interaction. You can see it as something that adds good things to your life. The same thing as they have these, what they call soaps. Live through them a little bit. But like, come on, it's a back and forth, right? But men don't always go like, we only want sex, sex, sex. No. There's a lot of guys that are into this AI stuff because they genuinely want to talk. They want to feel heard. They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel a little bit of respect. They want to maybe talk a little bit, empty their soul a little bit out and be vulnerable. And they know that most of the time with women, they will use it against you. There's this quote from some dude that was at a talk. He said, if a man opens up to you, never use it against him, because you will use it one time against him. That man will never share it again. That's what we are taught. If you open up once and it gets slammed down, never be vulnerable again, because that shit is soul crushing. And women know this, and they are fishing for it. That's why they always go with those little fun games, what they find funny. Like, would you love me if I was a worm? No, I wouldn't, because I don't do bestiality. Sorry. Do you love me if I was morbidly obese? No. You know why? Because it's fucking unhealthy as shit. I don't want to lose my partner in life to a disease that can be avoided with proper diet and exercise. Wow, what a guess, right? Want to make your partner healthy and keep them around so you can love them more and respect and appreciate them more. What a wild thing to say, right?
It's kind of crazy that men need like AI girlfriends.
We don't need it.
Talking about like, oh, we'll just replace women with AI robots.
Yeah.
Because there are so many women who are just like, okay and content and happy, like being single and fine being alone. Like a lot of us have come to the conclusion that we'd rather sit here and like be single and happy as opposed to settling for a whack-ass man.
A lot of the most happiest persons on a scale, right, are married women. This is the weird part. Married women and single men. Those are the two groups that are most happy if you put children out of it under 18. And it especially exceeds when they have pets. If a girl, if a girl has pets, it will increase like 10% or something. And with guys, it's like 15% more happiness on the scale, right? So that's invalid, by the way, what she said, because yeah. And we're gonna replace you, yeah, right. That's what we do with all things. The car needs to be fixed, replace the thing that's broken. And I don't want to be like that guy that's going to say, like, women are like cars. No. If there's a problem, we fix it. That's what you guys want, right? If there's something going on in the house, like the roof is coming down, you want to get it fixed, right? Who's going to do that? Not your fucking ass. Going to be men. Like the same thing. There was this car crash, right? There was this girl that was slipping down the highway, crashed into the side of the highway, and there were like 4 cars stopping. No woman come out, by the way, nothing, but 4 dudes risk their lives to get this car that was flipped upside down with a kid and a woman in there, a mother and child, to save those two. Right, get the kid out first, then the female, and get them out of the car, get them into safety, wait with them in the pouring rain to get where the officers could take over. No woman stepped out of the car, by the way. So when the need is there, we will step up, always. And I've done it myself as well, to help somebody else in need when nobody wants to do it. Get into cold water just to get them out of the car. But we don't brag about that shit because we do it. Because we know in society, there is sometimes when it's out of our hands, we need to help somebody who is in trouble. That's what we do. But you complain about it.
And none of us are like, oh, we need a robot to replace a man. We need to talk to AI to have a relationship.
No, you have your 50 Shades of Grey and your fucking toys in the bedroom.
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some women out there who talk to AI chatbots too, but not at the same level as men do. And it's just like, why is this supposed stronger gender going to robots for emotional support? Going to AI for emotional support? Like, you can't be alone? You can't be alone and happy? And I always think like being alone and being single like offers you the chance to work on yourself and figure out what you like and what you want to do with your life. And it really helps being alone. Like, trust me, I used to feel alone a lot, but as I've like learned and grown, I've been feeling more and more content. And I think everybody should go through that. I think everybody should have the realization of like being okay with being alone. But men don't do that. Men don't want to emotionally mature. Men don't want to be able to be alone and live alone. So much so that they need to go to robots. Like, instead of fixing their personality to become more likable, they just feel the need to go to AI or go to robots.
Okay, final take. Men are used to be alone. The most creative minds of our times are people that were alone. And guess what? 99% of them were men. Creating stuff that you depend on right now, making this video. Like I'm making this video. I appreciate those sacrifices from those men every single time. That's why it's so weird when you are talking in your little echo chamber, in your home alone, that you go like, yeah, we don't need that, but men do. No, we are already used to it. But we know at the end of the tunnel, there should be a nice light, a good woman that we can be with in the future, have a family with, come home to our peace and quiet and have enjoying time with our partner that we love very dearly and do everything in heaven and earth to do that. But guess what? What is now mostly of the time at the end of the tunnel? Just more tunnel. There's no light. So when we see a little pore of shining sunlight at the corner, we're gonna pursue it because that's hope. That is something that we can go after, and maybe it will lead us to a better place. And guess what? For a lot of guys, that's AI. Like for a lot of guys, it was cars back in the day, or sports events, or gaming to escape the monotonous grind that we are all on. It's like a weird thing, I know, but there are a lot of guys that fantasize about their car, right? They adore that car. They make it really shiny. They take good care of it. That's a form of love for them. Is it weird? Not at all, because it's love. Love is not in a sexual way. Love can be a lot more emotional attachment way. And I feel like a lot of men, leave it in the comments if you are like that, but I feel like for me it's with my dogs. I love my dogs to death. I love my kids to death. I love my wife to death, but like in the same regard, it's not in a sexual way. I love my dogs because I enjoyed that time with me, and I enjoy training my dogs. I enjoy walking my dogs. I enjoy really being in the same moment as my dogs are, because dogs are not thinking about past or future. They're just living in the moment of that time. And I really, really love that about dogs. And crazy thing is, like, you all think like a man is only good for what he provides and does for somebody else. Men don't think that way. We just want to have respect and a good conversation, and somebody we doesn't annoy us to living hell. But that's my take on it. I want to see yours. If you like this video, like and subscribe. And what do you think, sir? Do you think men or women am I right? Am I wrong? What is the future? Is society collapsing under its own fucking social media outpour and crazy people doing stupid shit? Like, for me, I have seen this in real life, and I can just say I encourage men to go another route. If women don't want to change to being more traditional and be more open and more soft, men will take the hard road and make sacrifices to get other men better. But that's my thought on it. What is yours? Leave it in the comments, like, subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye bye.